Let's go! Yeah. Another Arik Gilbert video. Are you kidding me? I'm actually excited because I want to talk the tight end position today anyway. So I'll save the Arik Gilbert update for the end of the video. And if you only care about the tight end position, you can fast forward with the chapters down here. But we always do this on a Friday. We respond to as many comments as we can from all our videos from the week. So if you are a diehard LSU football fan, you will subscribe to this channel, you will come to the live streams, and you will check out all this juicy content. Let's go! Let's go! I lost my balance there. That wasn't smooth. Michael here with the Garrett Nussmeier question. Yeah, Nuss did good. He won't start the season, though. And for good reason. You do not want true freshmen, especially at quarterback, to start. It is a developmental year, and we've discussed this plenty of times on live streams in deep detail, okay? So, look, I cannot stress this enough. I really do mean this. It is better for true freshmen to sit the bench their first year or slowly work their way into the lineup if they're ready. Because obviously Mason Smith, he's ready right now, but I would prefer him not start day one because there is so much pressure on you as a true freshman starter. And I really do believe this because former players have pointed out to me plenty of times that a lot of the times the biggest struggle that they have as a college athlete isn't so much the actual speed of the game or the football aspect, it's the life surrounding it. It's a new environment for them for the first time in their lives, and they got to go to class and keep up with their grades and find a new social life, and that becomes even tougher with as we are getting back to normal in a pandemic. So especially at quarterback, I never like to see a true freshman starter at quarterback. And you look at Bo Nix, you know, he hasn't developed at all. I thought there was just too much on his plate to start his career. And then his first game, he beats Justin Herbert, and everyone thought he was going to keep getting better and better. So we continue here with Blake. Wait until Sage steps on campus. This was from our free safety video. Things will change quickly at the safety spot. And Marquis continues here. Todd Harris should play box safety. We need another safety who's rangy and can stay healthy. You know, I'm fine with Jay Ward being the starting free safety and Todd Harris being the strong safety. You know, because Todd Harris even last season played a lot of free safety while Jacoby played the strong safety position. What I would like to see, and I've been watching some LSU defensive clips from last season, you know, the bottom line, whichever safeties can go out there and not and prevent explosive plays, that's who I want on the field. Bottom line, and a lot of that has to do with scheme. And the more I watched, the more I saw how bad LSU was when it came to numbers in the box and out of the box, and I don't want to get too deep into that. As far as Sage Ryan, though, look, it's going to be hard for him, you know, right when he steps on campus to learn this entire playbook in a short period of time. Now, I'm sure he already has a playbook and they're going through Zoom meetings, but, you know, he's not getting this up-close coaching from Durante Jones that we've been pointing out in our practice footage breakdown. So, look, I think the world of Sage Ryan. I think it's going to be fantastic. I hope they slowly work him in and not just throw him out there simply because he wasn't around during spring practice. This is from WME, a former LSU player who was complimenting the channel. Hey, if you are a former player, I want to get to know every single one of you. As always, you can email me, comment below videos, and all that good stuff. But he makes a good point here that if times are too out of the norm, they'll make you rerun or rejump or whatever. Look, this was from our Pro Day piece. I do believe the times are accurate, but it is crazy to see Racey McMath running a full tenth of a second faster than Justin Jefferson last season. And, you see guys like Kelvin Joseph running sub 4.3, the LSU transfer who went to Kentucky. It is pretty wild. And in the video, I go into detail about, not having the pressure of the combine around you and getting to do your pro day as your combine in the friendly confines of your own home. And this was from my recruiting video from yesterday, where Louisiana has 4 5-stars in the class of 2023, and we are bad gamers. What is that face? That's crazy. Holy moly, the next 2 classes at LSU could potentially be just LA recruits. I know Coach O will keep the national pipelines open. However, he excels at recruiting the state so well. And that is so true. I mean, Ed Orgeron, historically a great recruiter. He's done a great job in the state of Louisiana. But as we pointed out in recent videos, even pre-Ed Orgeron, Louisiana kids go to LSU. The high-level Louisiana kids normally go to LSU. I believe the state of Louisiana has a lot of talent. LSU is the only Power 5 school in the state, which gives them a significant recruiting advantage over each and every school, period. I mean, no other state has this advantage quite like LSU, which, Louisiana, you look at the NFL numbers, per population, they have the highest per capita amount of NFL players, and that is just the state of Louisiana. That's not just LSU players. So this state will always produce elite football players. So before we get into my thoughts about the tight end position, Mike Farrell, the Rivals godfather. We talked about him last week. He's been all over this Arik Gilbert story, and this was transcribed by an Instagram account called LSU Headline. And to say that a lot of you sent me this clip is an understatement. So, look, we learned last week that Arik Gilbert did indeed meet with LSU officials, but Rivals godfather went into more detail. He said, let's finally put some rest to the notion that Gilbert left LSU because he was homesick. That's not true. Gilbert never wanted to leave LSU, but off-field issues forced him back home. We continue. LSU has always been where he wanted to be. According to many sources, that is his preference now. And I believe somewhere else someone said that Gilbert did indeed commit to Florida, but there was some transfer hurdles, and maybe Gilbert's coming back to LSU because this is the only place he can go without sitting out a year. Is he even eligible to play this year? Look, I'm not going to get into specifics about what may or may not be the issue because in this very report, we do not know what these off-field issues are, okay? There's rumors about what Arik Gilbert's off-field issues actually are, but I don't go by rumors. Look, the homesick thing, now that really does rub me the wrong way because that was an excuse that was put out into the ether at the very beginning of this whole thing, and a lot of us actually did believe that he was homesick or whatever. It is kind of convenient now after the Florida thing folded to say that now this is where I always wanted to be. So, I want to give you a quick outlook on the tight end position because LSU released some practice footage of them practicing red zone. And obviously in the red zone, the tight end becomes an even more important weapon. And you saw Jake Peetz working with the quarterbacks in the red zone. Look, I am super excited that Kole Taylor is getting a lot of good work in here. 6 catches, 36 yards. We know he's been putting in a ton of work this offseason. You saw some backup tight ends get some work there. But look, Ed Orgeron, through his words, have given us 2 new names to look out for in this tight end battle. And, you know, the sexy name is Jack Bech, the true freshman tight end coming from St. Thomas More, who's actually a wide receiver. But you go to LSU's official roster, it's been rumored for quite some time that Jack Bech might actually be playing some tight end next season. and he's officially listed as a wide receiver / tight end. And look, Jack Bech, his film speaks for itself. The guy is freaking incredible. He's not an early enrollee, but, he had plenty of basketball highlights. He's just an incredible athlete in every way imaginable. And look, I think he could play year one as a tight end. But, like I always say, normally it's year two where players really begin to blossom. But Ed Orgeron did mention in an interview this week that Devonta Lee has had a really good spring. Now, Devonta Lee is currently working with the wide receivers, but Devonta Lee last season was also listed as a tight end. And he could have been listed as a tight end just so LSU could have more tight ends on the roster because you needed a certain amount of players at each position to actually play. But a lot of you are huge Devonta Lee fans. I mean, huge. He's brought up all the time on live streams. Are we ever going to actually see the superstar from A-Meet get his opportunity? Well, this could be his opportunity. If you believe Jack Bech can also play tight end, you have to believe that Devonta Lee, who's got a pretty nice frame, could potentially also play as a receiving tight end as well. So, you look at that tight end position, it has become more interesting as the spring has moved on. And don't forget about Nick Storz, the former baseball player, going into year two of his football career. Now, what we're going to do is obviously, we have a live stream tomorrow night. Our live stream for tomorrow night, we will have a drinking game. And it could be any drink of your choice, okay? Whether that be whiskey or Capri Sun, I don't care. But what we're going to do for the live stream tomorrow is, every time someone that has never watched our channel will butt into the live stream and bring up Arik Gilbert. It happens so often that every time tomorrow night Arik Gilbert is brought up by a commenter, you have to take a drink. So it was Rai from Canada who actually brought this idea up in our last live stream. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. As always, it is Power Hour LSU. Boom! So we're actually doing the frozen pizza tonight because Hey did some shrimp last night and it was fire.